empty glass.
Woo! Hey gang, welcome back to Death Curse Society. I'm going to be your host, Red Crank. I got the Colonel, who's light up for Christmas. I like it. And Zigzag.
Woo! What?
I guess we snuck up on him a little bit. I didn't realize that. We got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. We're going to be talking about The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 3. Dropped a short teaser trailer for us, coming out on Netflix soon. We also got trailers for The Outsider on HBO and a Dracula, new look at Dracula from the BBC. We're also going to look at trailers for the video games Resident Evil 3, a remake that's coming back out, and Predator Hunting Grounds. Also, we're going to have a little review on Blair Witch, the video game from Zigzag. And before we get to any of that stuff, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And now, let's go camping.
Hey, babe, get these damn lights off me and bring me a pop.
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you? You'll never come back again. It's got a death curse.
All right, guys, our topic for Let's Go Camping this time around is Black Christmas, which dropped in theaters Friday the 13th. It's kind of a remake of the 1974 classic from Bob Clark. Colonel, you saw it. What did you think?
I've seen worse films, and it's a good film for the intended target audience.
Okay.
However, that is just like 2% of the entire horror community. This movie fucking sucked so bad. They should have just called it Inspired by Black Christmas. The title alone is one of the few things that are actually the fucking same. They entirely changed the whole fucking story. I mean, you had some cool Easter eggs. Like, I really appreciated seeing the crystal unicorn again. I'm like, oh, cool. But man, it really is just a man-bashing PC film. And it fucking ruined it. Obviously, these people made this film and never seen a horror movie in their life, because horror has always been about female empowerment. Has anybody ever seen a slasher film where the heroine, the final girl, didn't survive? It was always about female power. All horror fans know this, and all horror fans are okay with this. Just don't shove it down our throats and say, you're a piece of shit because you're a man. I'm all for equality. But apparently in this film, I'm still a fucking asshole. It really doesn't matter what I think. I don't deserve to have an opinion. The kills were not anything special. You get no attachment to these characters. They don't give you a chance to get an attachment to these characters. They pretty much fit every college stereotype you could think of. The main actor, the main character, I felt no sympathy for her at all. At one point in the film, I did cheer for her when she changed the lyrics to the song and pretty much said, fuck you to the frat. I was like, good for you. But then they ruined it the rest of the movie with her, and I really give two shits about her after that. It was just awful. I'm probably going to go on another rant here. I'll let these gentlemen tell you what they think, and then I'll really shit on this movie when they're done.
I will defend the lead actress briefly. Imogen Poots, I believe is her name. I think she did a decent job with what she was given. I think the script overall is just a big piece of shit, and there wasn't much she could really bring out of it. But I thought she did a decent job with portraying someone that had some trauma recently and dealing with it. I think they could have actually done a little bit more with that rather than the way they did it. I didn't like the way it was so blatantly, like you said, shoved in your face rather than played more, subtly and give the actress a little bit more scenery to chew on. That was one thing I didn't like. Everything was... I mean, shit, the movie starts with another character out of the sorority house coming in and stuffing a maxi pad down her pants. Boom. So you immediately know what kind of movie you're getting into here. Definitely, like you said, targeted probably towards preteen, young teen girls and trauma victims, sexual assault victims. I hate this term. A lot of people are calling it the woke horror movie. I hate that term. I think that's the dumbest term that's out there right now. Just because you're finally becoming more aware of what's going on politically, socially, whatever you want to call it, or whatever you're paying attention to, woke is a terrible term. A lot of people are attaching that term to this film. I don't get it. Now, granted, I went in with low expectations. I didn't think Black Christmas needed to be remade in the first place. And I definitely didn't think it needed another one, because they had one in 2006, I believe. And that one wasn't any good either. The original stands out, though, as one of the early models of the slasher genre. It kind of sort of sets the rules for almost everything to follow. One of the things about the classic that can't really be recaptured in modern times is the use of the phone, and the fact that the killer is haunting these women in this sorority house through the phone. You don't have that kind of access. They tried to do it in this movie, but it was a series of text messages. I'm sorry, text messages aren't threatening. Zag, you did not get to see it, lucky bastard, but would you like to chime in on any of this before we go on?
Oh, I have an opinion. I chose not to see this movie because when I see an obvious piece of propaganda for movement or whatever they're trying to get over their message over on society, hey man, I ain't doing it. My stance on this has always been politics has no place in movies. It's there subtly. You don't make it the focal point of your fucking horror movie. Awful choice. I think we're all in agreement here, everybody watching, the three guys in this show with me. We love women. We have no problem with women in power, running things, anything, man. But it doesn't mean we're bad guys because we're guys. That's ridiculous. And here we go. It's an obvious agenda aiming at the preteens who haven't decided yet. Hey, here's a clue for you. Everybody hits this milestone at some point in their life and gets enlightened and realizes, wakes up, as it were. So don't act like it's some new thing you guys all invented. It's not. Just keep this shit out of our fucking movies. This thing could have been about pizza eating, pot smoking, heavy metal drummers, and I still would have fucking banned the thing. There was no fucking way I was getting involved with an agenda movie like this. Shame on you guys for plugging it in this way. This is the mildest form of brainwashing, and I'll have no part of it. Fuck you.
Well, alrighty.
We had the option not to watch this?
Good point, Zag. I don't mind a little bit of political humor or context, or I don't mind a little bit of social commentary being in a movie.
Fine.
A little bit. A bunch of it? I mean, this entire movie, like you said, was basically kind of a propaganda film. I can agree with that wholeheartedly. I think the original, though, I'm going to go back to this. 1974, the main character there having to deal with the thought of having an abortion when her boyfriend didn't want her to, and them having this discussion back and forth throughout a good majority of the film, and then her friends finding out later on, and the lieutenant finding out, the detective finding out later on, especially in the 70s, was a piece of social commentary that wasn't really talked a whole lot about in films, and it fit. If they would have done a little bit of this, if they would have even had Imogen Poots' character in this remake, it's fine to have her have the backstory of having a sexual assault. It's fine with having her come back and fight her way back through her fears, perform in this talent show, and sing a song about her assault to the group and of the people where the guy came from that assaulted her. I like that turnaround. That was fine. But with everything else that they piled in on top, I'll give you an example of where I think the script was just trying to do too much with this whole woke women's empowerment thing. There's an argument in the kitchen. Many of the sisters are there, and then there's one boyfriend that's there. He brings up, of course, a common statement that is repeated multiple times whenever women are men bashing. And he says, not all men are like that, which in turn makes one of the sisters look at him and say, did you just not all men me? And then she gets mad and kicks him out of the house. I guess maybe it's just a guy's perspective, but I agreed with the guy. Not all men are like that. But, we can turn that around too. Not all women. We've all been hurt by women in our past. We've all gone through trauma as well. We don't hold all women accountable for the actions of one. People are people. There are going to be assholes, and there are going to be saints. And there are going to be people you love and people you hate. That's the way it works. That doesn't mean every person of a specific gender is a terrible person.
Kind of going back a little bit to, did you just all men me? Here's how much they force-fed the shit on people. In the 74 version, we all know about Claude the cat. They could not find Claude. They have Claudette the cat. They felt it necessary to change the sex of the cat. That's a fucking cat!
Well, and also in the 74 movie, the cat had a lot more to do with the story and the plot moving forward. In this one, it didn't. Now, I will admit the scene where the girl is looking for the cat in the remake in the 2019 Black Christmas was kind of neat, where it's just one static shot and she's going from room to room and leaves all the doors open and then gets, jumped. And then you see the cat kind of stick its head in, I thought that was a pretty neat little way to film it.
I don't feel the need, nor will I ever, to apologize for being a man. I'm not going to do it. I don't, I'm not prototypical scumbag, toxic masculinity. Hey, man, call it what you will. I see a bunch of hardworking guys right around in here, the people I associate with. There's pieces of shit I know, of course. And they're men, yes. But pieces of shit come in the female variety, too. Let's not ever get that crossed. I just want that to be known. But, like I said, I'm not seeking a men's movie bashing women like that. It's just unnecessary to send this message like this. I don't know.
We may get a little bit of hate from some of our female fans that watch our show, and we're not knocking you. And if you feel that we're out of line, let us know. Let's talk about it. But this movie went way too far, in my opinion. Colonel, do you need what's her name to get you another Pepsi soon?
No, because I don't roll like that. This guy sitting right next to me.
See, we'll make jokes occasionally, guys, but we don't really mean it. It's just jokes. And this movie had no sense of humor whatsoever about anything. I want to go on record right now as saying I'm not discounting rape victims. Rape victims need to be heard. Rape victims need to tell their story. They need to be heard, they need to be believed, and they need to be investigated. Keep in mind, this is a very politically charged, social commentary charged movie. This is coming from Blumhouse. Blumhouse is the studio that a while back decided to pull The Hunt from theaters a week before it was to be released because they felt it was too politically charged. What's the difference? Gun violence and politics in films is not acceptable, but man-bashing and over-hyping women's empowerment is acceptable.
I know we don't discuss politics at all, at least our personal politics, but I'm going to throw mine out there. I am a registered Democrat, so I guess you would call me a liberal, but I'm a little more towards the center than I am to the left. That being said, here's the difference. The Hunt did not fit a liberal propaganda agenda like Black Christmas. And this is coming from a liberal. It just didn't fit. That's the difference. It does not fit the Hollywood agenda. Look at Dave Chappelle's last Netflix comedy special. Hollywood love this guy. It does a non-PC routine bitching about what's going on in our society today. Next thing you know, they're trying to bury him. And he did it on purpose to prove a fucking point. And this movie just proves his point and other people's points right there, clear as fucking day. That's the difference. It does not fit the liberal agenda. And I hate that because I sound like a person wearing a MAGA hat. But it's true. There is an agenda, and it's clear as day here. Right. But it's the studio hopping on this trend to make a quick buck. But not a trend. I don't even want to call it a trend because I agree with the Me Too movement. I do. I agree on equality. That's what's killing me about this. I don't know what to say. Because I agree. I believe in it. But too much is too fucking much. All you're going to do is piss people off and put them towards the other fucking viewpoint, even if they don't want to.
I know our conversation is straying away a little bit from horror, but these are the kind of conversations that real people need to have with each other, because the more you don't talk about these kind of things, the more you are truly driving everybody apart. Ziggy, what do you think about the difference in the two movies?
Again, I don't like politics, messages like that kind. Obviously, these filmmakers that made this movie, hardcore left, they're going to march their message out there, and this is how we're going to do it. We're so clever, we'll make this movie. You failed. I'm not quite sure this wasn't a stunt yet, and they're just holding it to build more. But you know what? Honestly, they've waited so long, everyone fucking forgot about it. So
you mean The Hunt?
Yes, I'm talking about The Hunt. Don't use entertainment. This is an escape from real world for a while. To get away, catch your breath, decompress, get rid of that, you know what I mean? This isn't about pushing your goddamn message down the throat. Colonel said something that is interesting too. A lot of people are like that. They don't know what to say. They have feelings to say. They don't know how to say it, but we don't need you to put it down our throat or put it in our mouths. It's not going to work that way. If they don't feel it, it's not going to be true. There's no place in a movie. None of this does.
Keep in mind, Blumhouse is also the studio that released all the Purge movies, and that one, those started in 2013. Why are those okay, and these, a movie like The Hunt, is not? Is it the same thing? Just off balance?
I guess they're just grandfathered in because they came out before everyone lost their fucking minds.
I'm kind of a zag on this one. They came out in 2013, you got 2019. There's 6 years there. A lot has changed very quickly in recent years. I hate to say times were different back then. Times were different. I mean, you can still voice an opinion without everybody cutting your throat based on your opinion. The country wasn't divided. We were still doing this. It ain't nothing the way it is now.
Movies like this are not helping.
This is part of the problem. Straight up.
I just wanted to bring that up and talk about that a little bit because I found it ironic that The Hunt was canceled, but this one was okay. And now that I think about it a little more, that The Purge is okay. We'll move on here. One last thing we have to talk about with this movie, and I know Colonel has something to say about this. The fucking ending. Colonel, take it away. There it goes. I knew this was going. I knew this was happening.
So have you guys been watching? You know my running joke. Well, it was a joke that turned into a sad reality. Blumhouse, why the fuck does every one of your horror films, I'm exaggerating a little bit here, have to end in a goddamn fire? This has been going on since Halloween 2018. Michael Myers trapped in the fucking basement. At the time, I was like, oh, they're ripping off Halloween too. No. This is apparently the new trope in fucking horror. Ma, house is on fire. She goes and cuddles up the dead body and lets the house burn down. Spoiler alert, Black Christmas. All the girls beat up all the bullies in the frat house. It gets caught on fire in the room. Oh my gosh, fucking shocker, right? Then what else happens? Oh, my mind was fucking blown. They take the fucking paddles and lock the door so they burn down in the house? Oh my God, I haven't seen that before. Oh, wait a minute, yes I did. Fucking 4 months ago, and fucking Mom, man, come up with the original fucking idea. That pissed me off more than the fucking social commentary in this film. Like, honestly, it did. This is fucking ridiculous. Hold on, Craig, I see you want to say something. Hold on, I'm not finished. Mark it today. I guarantee this joke isn't a fucking joke anymore. Fantasy Island will catch on fire and sink to the bottom of the fucking ocean.
You already predicted that.
That was a prediction. It's a fucking fact now. If it's wrong, I'll eat fucking crow on the show. I don't fucking care. Maybe the island won't sink into the ocean, but god damn it, someone's gonna catch on fire and someone's gonna be stuck in the fucking die from smoke inhalation or some shit. Jesus fucking Christ.
Keep in mind, our last episode, Colonel predicted the ending of Black Christmas. Check this out.
Blumhouse, guess what? I called it. Fuck, I must be psychic. I saw a burning fucking house again. Fuck. That's every fucking movie they put out anymore. So I'm assuming the chicks burned down the bad fraternity that's trying to kill them for whatever fucking reason. Burned down their fucking
Like he said, it does seem to be the new thing for Blumhouse films. If anybody has a horror script out there that they want produced, send it to Jason Blum. If it's got a fire at the end, he'll make it in like a heartbeat.
You know, maybe he's one of those fucking perverts that like the flame and likes to watch and shit. I don't know, man. But yeah, I mean,
like pyromaniac.
It's getting a little bit almost every. I don't even know what else to do. You just got to get away from the fires and the traps and the house and the burning.
Twice is an accident. 3 times is a fucking trend. I'm on to you, Jason Blum. Get your shit together. Stop fucking it up. Give me an original ending.
Luckily, when I saw Black Christmas in the theater, there weren't a whole lot of people there, obviously. But and most of them were like 12 years old, 13 years old, it seemed like. The moment when the house catches on fire, I just busted up laughing. And obviously, I was the only person in the theater laughing. It wasn't because of what was happening in the movie. It was because I cannot wait to talk to Colonel once he sees this movie.
My story is almost identical to yours, Crank. I'm in the theater. There's like fucking 4 of us. Now, to be fair, I did catch a matinee because I don't want to be surrounded by fucking teens. I'm off to a bad start. I purchased my ticket. There's only one other ticket sold, and it's in the very back row. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to sit right here in the fucking center. Next thing I know, this mom and her fucking 10-year-old kid come sit right next to fucking me. Empty fucking theater, and they're going to sit right next to. That's where we're going to choose to fucking sit. So, I'm polite. I wait till after the trailers. And I look at the kid like, hey, buddy, I'm not being rude. I just let you know, there's nothing you're doing. I'm just going to move, so me and you have some room to move around. I see you're kind of stuck like this. I'm stuck like this. I'm going to move. I said, not being an asshole. Just let him know, hey, I'm going. So we watch the film, and I see the ending. I bust out fucking laughing, and I see this little kid go. Because I fucking nailed it. Fucking predictable, man.
One thing we didn't talk about with this movie is the fact that it's a PG-13 horror movie. We didn't even bring that up once.
You lost half the potential ticket buyers with that action right there. Because your hand was completely exposed by then. We all knew what it was going to be going into it. And that's, you know what? I was not guilty for missing this one. A lot of times, we got to miss. One of us, all three can't go to the movie to see it. And this time I was absolutely okay with it because I knew what this was. And
you were giddy about it.
And it only made $4 million. So let that be a lesson to you.
Do we even want to give this a numerical rating, Colonel?
I do. I personally do.
All right, go ahead then.
Like I said, I've seen worse fucking films. Fuck you, Blumhouse, for the predictable, unoriginal ending. That was worse than everything before. I could overlook the PG-13. I could overlook all the fucking man-bashing and do get in trouble for mansplaining. Well, guess what? I'm going to mansplain this answer to you. You only got a fucking 2.
You're being generous there, I feel.
I think a 2 is being very generous. You're right.
I kind of wanted to give this movie a 3 just so I could give it the shocker. It's a 1 for me. This movie was probably next to the worst movie I've seen this year. Yeah, this was awful. I'm giving it a 1. And the only reason it gets a 1 is because of Imogen Poots' performance. But I wish she had more to do with that role. And I think she could have pulled it off a lot better.
Bob Clark, rest in peace. Sorry about that.
He's spinning in his grave right now like a rotisserie fucking chicken, man.
I apologize on behalf of those filmmakers for sullying your great work, sir.
So there we go. 2 of the lowest scores we've ever given a movie on Death Curse Society. A 1 from me, a deuce from Colonel. That's going to wrap it up for Let's Go Camping. We're going to come back right after this. Stick around.
Babe, you let the drink run out. Bring me another one, would you? And how about a fucking ham sandwich? Jesus.
Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
Wondershare Filmora is a user-friendly, easy-to-use video editing software which contains hundreds of special effects for video that allows you to easily create a unique visual effect. Head to www.wondershare.net and get started editing now.
The Death Curse Society has just become an associate producer on the film.
Yes.
Bravo. Bravo. Death Curse Society, guys, is so awesome. I met the guys, all 3 of the guys, at Indianapolis last year for Horror Hound. And I met those dudes, and I gotta tell you, like, I hung out with them, we took pictures, I signed some stuff, they gave me a t-shirt, it was awesome. They are awesome guys, so super cool. I am so glad to have them on board this campaign and also on board the film, and now they are gonna be IMDb credited as producers on this movie.
Hi, this is Danielle Harris, and you're watching Death Curse Society.
Welcome back, gang, and thanks for sticking around to Death Curse Society. We got a lot to talk about here. It's time for some stories around the campfire.
Ooh, good thing guys got me a nice cold pop. Didn't get my sandwich, though.
I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
Hey, come back, come back!
Basically, for stories around the campfire this time around, we got a lot of trailers to show you, so let's get it on. Here's a teaser for the part 3 of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Welcome to hell.
Short, sweet, and to the point. I like it. Colonel, what did you think of that?
You're in hell. I said I know I am, so I got to talk about this fucking show. Yeah, short, sweet, and to the point. Okay, that's cool. New Sabrina, yay.
Well, you're not a fan of the show, though, are you?
Pretty sure if people didn't know, they picked up on that my smart-ass comment literally 5 seconds ago. I'd rather be stuck at Chuck E. Cheese for 8 hours than have to watch 8 hours worth of Sabrina.
I kind of enjoy it. It's not too bad. It's definitely not one of my top favorite ones, but I enjoy it for what it is. Ziggy, what'd you think of the teaser?
This teaser looks good, and yeah, the idea of seeing what hell might have to offer, it's interesting. But then I saw on an Instagram post this picture. Check this out. Here's our star Sabrina, drenched in blood, with a nice little sultry smile on her face. So that's a little intriguing to me. It looks like they might be taking a step towards maybe the Ash vs. Evil Dead universe. Bring the gore. It can't hurt.
I believe part 2 ended with the boyfriend going to hell to save Sabrina, in a sense. So part 3, it looks like the teen has decided to go to hell and try to get him back. I'm in. It was a 15-second teaser, so there's not a whole lot to talk about here. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina will drop on Netflix January 24th. So get your fix, folks, if you're in. Woo. Let's look at a trailer for The Outsider, coming to HBO January 12th.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
Glory. No. You need to go.
What is he doing with him?
I'm as baffled by this conflicting evidence as you are.
Did you kill my son, Terry? Look at me!
Terry murdered a child. Everything he does after that is like he's begging us to catch him. What kind of criminal does that?
He didn't do it.
The evidence and the counter evidence, I'm struggling with that.
Where are you going with all of this?
Is that Terry Maitland, 70 miles away, the same day, the same time as Frankie Peterson was murdered.
A human being cannot exist in 2 realities at the same time.
I didn't kill that kid, Ralph.
When the facts are filled with coincidences, don't dismiss those coincidences.
I have no tolerance for the unexplainable.
Well then, sir, you'll have no tolerance for me.
All she's asking is that we keep an open mind.
You keep your mind open. I'm just gonna look for facts, evidence, dumb cop shit like that.
I think you should drop the investigation. If you don't, I feel like something very bad is gonna happen.
Something bad's already happened.
If you can't get yourself to really believe, then you're a danger to everyone else.
When I was a kid, I didn't believe in anything. Not God, not the devil. But now I believe there's something else out there. It's worse than I ever imagined.
So that's The Outsider, coming to HBO January 12th, based on a Stephen King book, not the S.E. Hinton book and movie in Oklahoma. But you guys have figured that out by now.
Stay gold.
Little known fact: Heather Langenkamp had a role in the sequel filmed in Oklahoma, Rumblefish, that got cut. Found that out in Kansas City.
At our panel. You can see right here at deathcursesociety.com.
Do it for Johnny, Zigzag, and tell us what you thought about this trailer.
Another Stephen King property, licensed out, and we're gonna make a series about it. So I anticipate long, dragged out, what the fuck is going on moment episodes, and then, I don't know. I haven't read this book. I'm not familiar with The Outsider. Looks like it's well made. Jason Bateman, of course. We've always loved him since Silver Spoons. Yeah, I don't know. This looks to me like it could have probably been done in one movie. I don't know if I want to see a whole season of this. It looks interesting, and I'll give it a chance. But again, to me, I get that feeling it could have probably all been completed in about 3 hours.
Colonel, what do you think? You're not a big Stephen King fan, so...
So I haven't read the book. I have no idea what the subject's about other than what they've shown in the trailer. I'm kind of zagged. I could see maybe like a mini series. I don't see how, again, not knowing anything about the book, I have a hard time seeing how they're going to stretch this out to multiple seasons. If it's just a one season show, boom, cool. I can see that. But honestly, no matter how interested I am, it does look good. I like the paranormal aspects to it. And I'm still not going to pay for HBO just to watch this.
One of my favorite things about Stephen King is the fact that he's able to use real terrifying events like the loss of a child, which he does a lot. It seems like he uses the loss of a child a lot in different ways. I like the way he can use that and then kind of sprinkle in a little supernatural element to it as the story progresses that you don't get immediately. That's one of the things I've always liked about Stephen King, because he starts you in that familiar zone that gets into your soul and then will introduce something fantastical to sweep you away into his world. So I'm really looking forward to this. I do not have HBO, but this is one of those things where I might wait until the series is completely released, get a 14-day trial or a week trial or whatever HBO offers, sign up for that, and then fuck this shit, I'm out. So The Outsider starts releasing on HBO January 12th. Check it out.
Stay golden.
One more trailer for you, TV-wise at least. Check out Dracula, coming from the BBC.
All you have to do is invite me in.
So there's an interesting new take on Dracula coming from the BBC and then later on to Netflix. It releases through BBC on January 1st and then jumps over to Netflix on January 4th. Colonel, what do you think about this one?
Then this is what I'm talking about, folks. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. This is what I want to see in a vampire show, just based on the trailer. Has all the classic throwbacks to it. They added some changes. I really like all the nuns with the fucking stakes. Like, yeah, motherfucker, we about to get you. I mean, as little as you guys may not know this, because I know we don't talk about older horror a lot on the show. I'm a huge fan of Christopher Lee as Dracula in the Hammer films. So this is right up my alley. But based on the trailer, we're finally getting a true vampire series in the classic representation. I know things have to evolve with the society. I get all that. But thank you for giving me a British, old-school-looking Dracula.
Yeah, this one looks interesting to me. We were just talking... In the last episode, we were talking about the new show V-Wars on Netflix and how it looked like it just completely twisted the vampire mythology to death and how we enjoyed more of the classic retellings. And this one seems like a classic retelling that's right up our alley. So I'm really interested in it. The only bad thing about it is that it's a 3-part series, and that's it. Now, there may be more seasons to it, but because it's from the team from Sherlock, the team from Sherlock is known for doing very short runs of their series. I mean, now the show has been going on for many years. This only being 3, I have a feeling is going to wet my whistle just enough and then piss me off when it's over because I want more.
No sparkles, no pale skin. I mean, this looks fucking scary. All right? Yes. Yes, yes, the creepy-ass, white-eyed beings and look like kind of zombies walking around the tunnels and jumping out and everything. I can't wait for this. Are you kidding me? Something scary on TV? You actually went the old-school formula? Look at that. I bet it's going to smash the fucking views on Netflix. I hope this, as Crank said, this keeps going, much like Sherlock does. I can take a few episodes a year, no fucking problem. Details are all over this, and they look like they nailed it. The set pieces, dirty, gothic, old English. I love it. The boats, creaky-ass old ships and everything. It's going to be fucking awesome, man. This is going to be Dracula. I think this one can stand with some of the best. I mean, you know, Bram Stoker's movie looked great when they made it with Keanu Reeves and Gary Oldman. I love the way that one looked. Not too scary, but it did look great. This one looks like we've got it all, and I can't wait, man. Bring it on. Yes. BBC, I'm with Colonel. Thank you.
Right.
Pip, pip, cheerio.
Finally, these wankers did something good, right? Bram Stoker's Dracula, I really enjoyed. No, it wasn't scary, but I don't think it was necessarily meant to scare the real horror fans. That was more of a
love story.
That was such a beautiful movie. I mean, for one thing.
It looks great.
But that was a classic retelling of the original source material as well, which hadn't really been done very faithfully. So I appreciated the fact that that was a good retelling. And this one, like I said, looks very interesting. Can't wait for it to come out on the BBC January 1st, New Year's Day. Nurse your hangover with a little bit of Dracula in your life. Catch it on Netflix January 4th. We got a couple of video game trailers for you to check out. First up, Resident Evil 3 is being remade for PS4 and PC. Check it out.
I've never seen anything like it. I haven't been able to sleep this
You gotta stay strong. Don't give in to fear out there, right?
How did this
All right,
happen?
calm down, buddy. Calm down.
Send reinforcements. No, wait, hurry up. Help me.
How could this many people be infected?
This city is completely cut off, isolated.
Don't look at me like that, all right? I'm not infected.
But right now it's got a hard-on for the only 2 stars left in town.
They don't need a bleeding heart like you getting in the way.
Star's office has to be in this direction.
It gets worse every night.
They don't want the world to know what they've done.
Oh, my head.
What's wrong with Umbrella?
Get in!
I can't stop them all!
You gotta get out of there!
You guys are the ones who caused all of this!
No, wait!
Oh, come on.
We've gotta be dreaming.
Commitment, honesty, integrity, these are the core values that create the foundation for Umbrella Corp.
So Resident Evil 3 drops for PC and PS4 on April 3rd. It's a remastered version, so I know these guys are looking forward to it. I'll be honest with you guys. I've never played a Resident Evil game. I really don't have an intention to play a Resident Evil game. It's not my gig. It looks great, don't get me wrong, but I like video games where teams can play together. I don't like the single-person bullshit. I like going in with a group. We can have a good time. We can conversate. We can attain a goal in a game and move on. But, Ziggy, talk to us about the Resident Evil 3 trailer.
You know, I mean, here's a good reason to justify remaking an older video game in a modern time. It makes sense, but especially with these, because the first couple of games that these came out on the original systems, back on the old PlayStation, pretty clunky and horrible dialogue, and almost it's laughable the way they interact. I mean, at the time, we were like, wow, this is great. I mean, except Resident Evil, we were kind of like, okay, it's bad, but we were still thankful to have a horror video game. They remade the first one previously on like the Dreamcast era, and it was neat. It was updated. It looked better. It was smoother. The dialogue was better. And now we got it bumped up to the PlayStation 4. It was great. And then they did 2. The first time ever 2 showed up as a remake, and it was amazing. It runs smooth like a movie now. It's super scary. It still had it felt like the original. I mean, it was great. And now the game that turned me off of Resident Evil forever, Nemesis, comes to the remake stage. I won't play it because this game, I could never master that fucking dodge. That thing would get me every time. I couldn't get out of his way. I couldn't do it. I don't know. I just couldn't do it. That was about the time when my gaming skills started waning. I was it. I couldn't get any further. I couldn't even get into the fucking city part where you get to the gate. He would catch me every fucking time. So, Colonel, maybe you can go further than this.
Seriously, you're not going to play this one because you couldn't dodge Nemesis 20 fucking years ago.
I couldn't dodge him, dude. And if I can't dodge him again, dude, I might have to end it. It might have to be all.
Well, I was going to say the first 4 Resident Evil games, hands down, are probably the best survival horror games of all fucking time. I'm with Zach. The first one was clunky, but it was fun because it was fucking zombies. You overlooked all that. Resident Evil 2 was a fucking blast. Resident Evil 3 was all shit. This game's fucking awesome. 4, really good. Really fucking good. A lot of people say the best in the franchise, but I think 2 is the best. I am highly excited for this fucking game, okay? Resident Evil 2 Remake was great. Really, my only complaint is the redesign of Nemesis. When the fuck did he get a nose and why is it fucking crooked? It's all like this on his fucking face. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Terrible redesign. I can overlook the redesign of Jill and all these other characters. Okay, that's fine. But man, you done fucked up my boy Nemesis. Why'd you have to do that? But I'm pretty sure this game's gonna be fucking awesome. I can't wait to play it. Unlike Zach, I'm not a fucking quitter. I beat that game multiple times. I even went out, and that was honestly the very first game I ever brought a strategy guide for after I beat it, so I can beat it again and get all the shit done. With somebody telling me, because I did not feel like putting hours and hours and hours. By the time Resident Evil 3 came out, I had hair in my balls and I had other things I was a little more worried about than just playing blowing up zombies on the PlayStation. It was daydreaming thinking I'd get a girlfriend, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Resident Evil 3, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it.
That's an interesting little piece of Zag trivia there.
I kind of went strictly into sports games after that. It was all Madden and then NHL for like a decade after that.
So Resident Evil 3 is available April 3rd. You can pre-order it now. Check it out. One more trailer for you guys from the team that brought us and got us together. The team that brought us Friday the 13th, Ilphonic, is coming at Predator Hunting Grounds. Check it out.
to the mission. We're moving out.
So that's the trailer for Predator Hunting Grounds, coming out April 24th. Colonel seems a little hesitant about this one. Tell us about it, Colonel.
I have every right to be fucking hesitant about this game. Now, I know on the Friday the 13th, the game, Gun Media had a little more to do with that than Ilphonic. Like, they were the main developer on that one. Now we have Ilphonic being the main developer on this new Predator game. Just like Friday the 13th, the game every fan of this franchise has been wanting. But Friday the 13th has been a buggy mess since it launched. They fix a glitch and it create 5 new ones. They fix those 5 and create 10 more. It just got fucking worse and worse and worse. While I love the game and we still play it on a regular basis, it is kind of shitty.
But it's
I can see why you're casual gamers. Yeah, I can see why you're casual gamers, you're non-horror fans. Oh, that game's dead. There's new content. Lawsuits aside and everything, we all know. That's why I'm hesitant about this game. Looks good. How fucked up is it going to be? Is this one we want to get at launch, or is this one I'm going to sit back for a couple fucking years and get the remastered version for the PlayStation 5 at this fucking point? We don't know what we're getting.
I agree with your skepticism about the bugginess and the glitchiness. I think Ilphonic is a little bit more established of a developer than Gun Media was when they dipped their toes into the Friday the 13th world. Hopefully it's a little more tested and developed before they actually release it than Friday the 13th was. To me, this game looks pretty much exactly, it's going to work exactly the same as Friday the 13th, which, sure, why not? Except the only thing that's a little bit different is the hunters and the hunted have shooting weapons that they can use as well, and long distance weapons. So it's not just mostly melee items. I'm looking forward to it, but it looks like the game mechanics are going to be almost identical to the way we play Friday the 13th.
You have to appreciate the painstaking effort that went into creating a trailer that was free of any glitches or bugs that were present. They're right. Friday the 13th, as great as it looks and as detailed as it is, the gameplay is a clunky, jittery mess most of the time. Won't stop us from playing it. We'll play until those servers go down, which may be when they launch this game. Who knows?
No.
But it does look like it would be fun. Again, we love the team aspect of it and, the communication, different things. I like being able to shoot back. Let's just hope it's in better shape than Friday the 13th was. I mean, Gun Media was in way over their head when they stepped into this and underestimated just how passionate and rabid the fan base was. And I just never thought they caught it. They never caught that wave. That was already long gone. That tidal wave took off, and they were just like, shit. Predator's a great property. I think the fan base probably a little more forgiving than the Friday the 13th fan. So if it's not as good, but it's great news for guys like me that the mechanics will be the same as Friday the 13th because, I like it simple and basic like that. It's amazing I can use a, 2 joystick, 4 or 5 button controller with 4 triggers at the top and still function, get everything done. So if they keep it like that, I'm in. Looking forward to it. Hopefully it's scary and bloody too, some shocks and scares like Friday the 13th, but we'll definitely be playing it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the Predator series. That's not necessarily why I'm getting this game, but I'm going to get it because it's another kind of horror franchise team playing game. That's what I look forward to it about. You said that Gun Media may have underestimated the rabid fan base of Friday the 13th. I don't know if they underestimated them necessarily is the word you're looking for there. They expected a rabid fan base to get behind their game. They wanted that. What they didn't expect was that as soon as one little thing went wrong in that game, that fan base just turned around and was like, fuck you, and just jumped all over them. That's what I think they weren't necessarily expecting. And that irritates me about this a little bit. That the whole fact that the fan base complains so damn much about the game and it's dead, it doesn't have any content. Be thankful we got a fucking Jason game anyway, man. Him in Mortal Kombat every now and then, not enough. Not enough for this fan. The Friday the 13th game is what got me back into gaming at all. Thank you, Gun Media. Thank you, Ilphonic.
Yeah, like we said in the past, the Friday the 13th game, all its flaws, that's the Friday the 13th game every fan of the franchise wanted. The NES games, yeah, the fucking NES game. This is a true Friday the 13th experience. Yeah, I remember being scared shitless when that game first came out and Jason showed up. I'm like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, like panicking. Well, now I'm like, like, that's because we played it so much.
There are still a few times every now and then that I'll get a good jump scare out of the game. But also one thing I want in this game, please, for the love of God, have somebody yell, "Get in the chopper!"
Get to the chopper!
The chopper! Get to the chopper! Now!
I have to have it. I have to have it. It's got to be in there.
How about Dutch shows up and helps?
Yeah, maybe Dutch is the one in the chopper.
Oh, baby. Maybe that's how the game goes. You call Dutch in, and Dutch comes in and fights the Predator with you. That would be sweet.
That would be slick.
Gotta get in the mud.
Predator Hunting Grounds comes out April 24th. If you pre-order it now, there are a couple little perks that you get. Get it. Meet us online. Let's play. Woo!
Yeah.
All right, gang, the last piece of video game news that we want to give you. Zigzag has picked up a copy of Blair Witch for the PS4. He's been playing it. He's going to let you know a little bit about it. Go ahead.
Not too deep into this game yet, but it is actually pretty damn scary. It's got a really sinister soundtrack that kind of gets in. I mean, in your headphones, if you've got the good headphones on, you can hear shit snapping in the, like twigs snapping behind you all the time, and you turn around with your weak-ass flashlight. I've been lost in the woods for like 6 days. I don't know where the fuck I am. The game seems pretty linear to me, so like as you get to certain points, it'll trigger the next part of the game. I'm taking my time. You know, you have a dog with you. He runs off, and that's the part that fucks with me the most. Like the dog will sit there. You're looking at a dark trail. The dog's just staring off into the darkness and kind of whining and woofing a little bit. It's like, what the fuck is he looking at? You know, so you shine the light over there, and there's nothing there. You know, he'll run off, and he comes back with certain items you need to progress in the game. So I haven't encountered anything Blair Witchy yet. Nothing like that, but I did fall down a crevice, and now I walked a straight line. I made sure I followed. I went a straight line, and I walked, and I walked, and I walked, and I came right back to the same fucking camp that I left. It was fucking crazy. That part of the movie is true. I'll let you know. We got a little footage you can drop on you here and show you just some of the scariness. And, you know, I would say, yeah, if you're into a horror immersive game where you're in it, I'm sure the shit's going to get off the chain here pretty quick. You know, I don't know. We'll throw something up on the main page here. If I find something amazing, I'll record a little bit more as I'm going. And then once something crazy happens, we'll post it up on the page.
Yeah, record some of your gameplay, and we'll just release a little bit of that, you know, especially if there's a big reaction from you at some point during the game.
I might turn the mic off on it, man, because I'm telling you, man, those fucking twigs snapping behind you, that's enough to make your hair stand up on your neck, man. It's just like I'm like looking behind me in my room, you know, like what the hell's going on here, you know? When
you say it's very linear in its gameplay, keep in mind, I don't know too much about video games, so I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Would a good example be like the virtual cabin from Friday the 13th?
Yeah, you can pretty much only go one way. It's very limited what you can get to, and you know, and you got to do certain things to allow yourself to get into the next parts and stuff like that. You know,
so you got to progress from zone 1 to 2. You have to accomplish.
Or find that task that's going to let you find your way out. Like a cabin showed up. You know what I mean? After a certain time limit, maybe. I'm not sure what. I haven't put it together yet how it works, so it is creepy though. That's what you wanted. I mean, this game's been around a little bit already on some other systems and platforms, and you know a lot of people already know about it. But I mean, hell, for the PlayStation fans, this is a good one.
I like the fact that it sounds like it's real, like it's based on the atmosphere. Like they use the atmosphere to scare you, which we all know is a lot scarier when you visualizing what's out there, not seeing what's out there.
Oh, you know it's fucked up, too. At the beginning of the game, they give you the 2 Blair Witch logos, and they go, okay, slide your joystick until this one is almost black. So, you know, they want you to be in the fog, in the dark, you know, and the gammas are really low on the screen. You know, I'm sitting in here with all the lights off just going, this is working. The flashlight sucks. You can't see anything. It's very narrow, and there's lots of fog and trees and branches in the way. So when you do think you see something, There's something going on with a video camera that we found, and you look at it, you can see what's going on, but you can actually rewind and change things, what's going on. You can actually look at the screen, but you can see it happening where it was filmed. The apparitions are there. It's I guess I haven't put this together yet. There's a little more to it, and hopefully, I hope it connects well to the original movie, because maybe that'll explain some things that were left kind of to chance there. But it's interesting, I'm still learning, but like I said, something cool is going to go off pretty soon. I'll have a recording. I'll get my girlish scream, and we'll post it up on the page, and we can all have a laugh at old Zag.
That's all I want. That's all I want for Christmas right there is just a girlish scream out of Zag that we can publicize on Death Curse.
I do the same thing that you do. It's usually this. Oh, shit!
Yeah. If you've watched any of our live streams, you've heard a few of those, and I'm just letting you know. So every now and then I'll walk around the corner and there's Jason. Oh shit!
Blair Witch, check it out.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up with Stories Around the Campfire. We're going to wrap up the show. I want to give out a special thanks out to Filmora for providing us with a great video editing software package that we use every time we put together a show. Yeah, it lets us do all these little bells and whistles everywhere that we got. If you're looking to use some video editing software, check them out. Wondershare.filmora.com and pick up a copy. Colonel.
Well, speaking of checking things out, obviously you guys are checking us out right now on YouTube. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notifications when we upload new episodes or new content. Oh, but wait a minute. That's not enough Death Curse Society for you? Well, fuck, we got you covered. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Oh, but I feel like I'm missing something. Are we on something else? Oh, that's right. Just visit our fucking website, deathcursesociety.com, and you'll see everything in one fucking spot, folks. One-stop shopping for all your DCS needs.
That's right. Ziggy.
'Tis the season for gift giving, and your horror fan would look so sweet in the colors. You can get this one or the brand new Loomis. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. A tribute to the late, great Donald Pleasance. You want one? We got you covered. Just a few of these left of the original logo ones. We've got them, but you got to move fast. $20 for a small through extra large. And then if you got the bigger guys, XX through 5X, $25. That covers everything, the shipping. You want to go to paypal.me/zigzag is DCS, and I'll get you hooked up quick. Act now. Christmas is coming. I'll get a rush on it. I'll do the first class for you, but get on it quick. Woo!
Our next episode will be January 2nd, and it's going to be our 2019 year in review. We're going to look over the top 10 movies of the year. We're going to talk about the top TV shows of the year, and probably more than even that. Should be fun. For the Colonel and for Zigzag, this is Red Crank saying DCS out. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you in 2020. Woo!
What? 2020 already?
Gang, our topic for Let's Go Camping this time around is the new black... Fuck. I just hope our audience thinks this is as funny as we do.
I hope so.
Oh, good God.
Sounds like you're fucking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it like that.
There's your B-roll.
Oh, shit.
Blooper reel for the day.
Blooper reel? I say use that shit for real.
Yeah, put that in the show.
This fucking dog keeps on fucking barking. Come on, baby. Put a smile on that face. Shake it a little bit.
No.
I'm joking.
And an abstain from me.
Yeah, he missed out, sort of.
Luckily.
Yeah, bastard.
Yeah, man, I'm a fan of the modern whodunit. I can't even spit it out. Hang on. Woo! Okay.
I kept it together.
I know. I just looked at you guys both and I laughed. I don't know.